and welcome to Old Ways Gardening and Prepping. My name is Teresa. I would like to welcome you each into the kitchen with me this evening, where we're going to have a little fun making pine needle salve. Now, if you watched my prior video, I ended up making 2 batches of beautiful pine needle infused oil. Now I'm taking it a step further and getting to make the salve. Now I let my oil, after I have infused it, I let it sit for at least 3 days. It's been 4 days, so it's time to make some salve. Now this recipe is very simple. As long as you keep it simple, it works every single time. And this goes for any infused oil that you make. It's fun, y'all. You can do it. So, let's get busy, and I'll show you how to make your own pine needle salve. Okay, now this recipe is simple, and of course I will have the measurements in the description box below the video. Now, in the description box, I will show you the measurements for a single batch. I'm going to be making a triple batch because I sell my products. So, you're going to need a scale. And make sure when you have your scale that your batteries are good. This is my container. I'm going to zero it out so it's not measuring the container. For a single batch, you're going to want 1 ounce of all natural beeswax. And I went right over. I'm going to start again. Now, you want yellow beeswax, not white beeswax, because white beeswax has been bleached. You want the yellow, which is all natural. And I always use just a little bit more. Now, I'm making a triple batch. So, I'm going to go on and add the other that I need. And another hint, before you measure anything on your scale, make sure that it is completely clean, no dust, nothing on it. Now, before we get much further, pine needle salve, good for inflammation, some painkiller, mild painkiller, wounds, eczema, psoriasis, rosacea. It can be good for fungal infections, like it's also good for ringworm and athlete's foot. And I'll have even more information in the description box below the video. Now, on the oil, the pine needle infused oil, you always want to shake it gently. Don't go just perfectly wild. And make sure that it's mixed very well. And for a single batch of salve, I'm going to want 1 cup of oil, infused oil. This is your pine needle infused oil. One cup. I'll be right back. Sorry, I forgot my spatula, so I went back to get one. Now for the rest of this batch, I'm going to add my other 2 cups. I know this will confuse a lot of people. Do not worry, I will have the single batch recipe in the description box below. Most of the time, I cannot get away with making single batches. You want to make sure that you get all of that precious pine needle infused oil out of your measuring cup. Always remember, waste not, want not. Okay, in this pot I have my water. This is a Jimmy rigged double boiler that works. See, water's underneath, you set your bowl on top. You're going to want a whisk, because you will be heating this up on the stove top here soon. Now for those who have to measure, you want a 1/2 teaspoon of vitamin E oil. And that's for a single batch. Yes, I know I already put vitamin E oil into the infused oil. I like to add a little extra. Not only is it medicinal, but it also helps extend the shelf life of your salve. And it's a preservative. And I want 2 more half a teaspoons, because I'm making a triple batch. Oh, this smells so good, y'all. You can smell the pine needles. This is such a medicinal salve. Okay, now what you're going to do is take this over to your stove. Put this part on top of your stove eye, your stove burner, whichever one. You're going to cut it on medium. You do not want this bottom pot boiling like crazy. You want it to just simmer. And while this, now it's going to take a while because my beeswax is very cold. So is my oil. So it's going to take a little while for this to start heating up. When this water gets to a simmer, You're going to stir every once in a while. You want to make sure that all of your beeswax, pellets, shavings, whichever way you use your beeswax, or not use your beeswax, but how your beeswax comes, you will stir this and mix it well until all of the beeswax is completely melted. Take your time. Don't rush it. It's not a race. You do not want to overheat your oil at all. And once this is done, I will bring you back. But while this is heating up slowly, I'm going to go on and set up all of my salve tins and get ready to pour this melted salve, which it will cool and harden up. I want to be ready to pour this once it's done. And I'll bring y'all back as soon as all the beeswax is melted. Okay, it is completely all melted together. You want to make sure that every little piece of the beeswax is completely melted. Now, if you're doing a single batch, you don't have to worry about keeping your bowl on top of your hot water. I'm doing a triple batch, so I'm keeping it on the hot water. When you pour it, make sure that none of that water gets into your salve, because that can cause a hot mess, and it can cause your salve to go rancid faster. And your salve will cool fast. You want to try to pour as quickly as possible. And if you notice, I line my tins on the bottom with a cloth. That way I don't have to worry about wax getting on anything else. Oh, this smells so good, y'all. And I made the boo-boo right there. I wasn't paying attention. Always pay attention. If you cannot fill your salve tin up all the way in one pour, don't pour it, because it can cause it to mess up. It's what I get for not paying attention and trying to hurry too fast. You're going to have miss pours. Nothing is perfect. The world is not coming to an end if you have miss pours. Now, if you miss pour a whole bunch, then that's a different story. Now, depending on how cool your house is, your salve might set up fast. If it's really warm, it might take it a while. Haha, just barely. Now, for a single batch, you should get at least 5 tins. And these are 2-ounce tins. I'm going to scrape that back into the pot and let it remelt. Hence why I keep the hot water underneath my bowl. I should have enough for, I know, at least one more tin. If not, we got a tin for our medicine cabinet. And scrape that bowl. Make sure you get all of that salve out. And yep, we have a tin to keep for ourselves. Now, one thing, these tins are hot. Do not touch them. You will get burnt. It will be very uncomfortable, to say the least. Now, this tin I'm keeping for us, so I'm not worried about it looking perfect. It's still going to do its job. Okay. And that's a tin for us. And ooh, you better believe that's hot. Okay. Now, what you do? Nothing. You walk away. You see how beautiful dark they are? And let me tell you, the smell is wonderful. Now, I'm not going to do nothing. Do not put your lids back on them. I'm going to let these set and completely cool and harden back up. Once they are done, I will bring y'all right back. It's going to be a little while. It depends on how warm your home is. And like I said, even I make spills. Do not worry about it. That's why I say have a cloth underneath your tins to keep everything clean. And I'll see you back here in just a little bit. Okay, they are finished. Look at that beautiful dark green color. Now, they're cold to the touch, and you want to make sure the bottom is cold. You want to make sure that they are completely cooled down. Then you can put your lid on. Do not try to put the lid on until they are completely cool, because condensation can happen in the top of your lid, and that can cause mold to form on top of your salve. Now, also another thing I forgot to mention, this is also good for the winter cracked, dry skin, as well as chapped lips. Because everything that went in to make the salve, the pine needle infused oil, the beeswax, especially yellow beeswax, not the white beeswax. Beeswax is medicinal. The vitamin E oil is medicinal. And it's even better because it has no soy in it whatsoever. And these are 2-ounce tins, if I can get the tops to screw right. There we go. Well, maybe not. Some of them, Lord, I can't talk, it's too late at night, can be difficult, or think they're going to be difficult. You just got to take your time, because sometimes with them being warm, the metal does kind of warp out a little bit. Simple, easy, homemade. And just like my shirt says, I make my own medicine. You can too. All natural, no chemicals. All natural preservatives. Beeswax is a preservative, so is the vitamin E oil. Now, once I get all these tops on, I am heading to bed. I will label them in the morning. And I have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16 tins of, no, yep, 16. This one is for us. Tins of pine needle salve ready to find their homes. So, if you are looking for pine needle salve, please email me, because all of these, except that one, because it's not full, are definitely for sale. Now, if you don't want to make little tins, you can also, those little bitty half jelly jars, which is just enough in them to make somebody upset. You can always put your salve in those jars. Okay, they are all done. They are completely cooled, and they are solid. Later on in the morning, I will put their labels on them. Simple, easy, homemade, completely foraged, and you can do this yourself. It's not hard. If I can make it, you can make it too. You just have to believe in yourself and be motivated to do so, and or you can order from me. I'm more than happy to help make as many people well as possible. Everyone, I look forward to seeing you in my next video. Always remember, man, there's an echo because of the bowl. Always remember that there is more information and the single batch recipe in the description box below this video, and at the end of the video will be a link you can click on. Click on the box and it will take you to my playlist that teaches you how to make many other infused oils as well as salves. Continue to stock up your medicine cabinets with food. No, continue to stock up your pantries. I've got medicine cabinets on the brain. Continue to stock up your food pantries with food that will sustain you and nourish you. stock up medicinals that will heal you. I'm too sleepy, y'all. Protection of all kinds, and above all else, the bare essentials to survive on. It is too late at night. Everyone, take care. Laugh when you can, even if it's at yourself. It's good medicine. Love y'all dearly. Mwah. Hoot hoot. May you each be blessed. Take care. Be safe and sound. And I will see y'all later. Y'all take care.